Tony, the janitor, was merely blocked by a stone, so he gave it a light kick, sending it flying dozens of meters away. He thought it was just an ordinary rock. Little did he know that when the sec's senior sister arrived, she was instantly terrified, because it was a mountain-shaking stone, weighing 1,000 pounds. Even the champion of the martial arts tournament could only push it a meter at most. But this was far from Tony's true strength. When Tony removed the 1,000-pound iron stone from his hand, he could instantly shatter the mountain-shaking stone into pieces. But before his mother passed away, she told him to protect his family and never reveal his strength. 3 years ago, Tony had mastered the long-lost prison Skyfinger to avenge his father. He used just 3 fingers of the prison Skyfinger to defeat the top experts from several countries, becoming the undisputed #1 in the world. But when he returned home to share this good news with his mother, he found that she had already passed away. On her deathbed, his mother warned him not to repeat his father's mistakes, because being #1 in the world was just a hollow title. It would ultimately lead to the destruction of one's family. To ensure her son could live in peace, she gave him a marriage certificate, telling him to start a new life and never reveal his power. And then, she passed away. In order to fulfill his mother's dying wish, Tony went to New York to propose to the wealthy young lady. But upon arriving at her home, he discovered that there were over 100 people with the same marriage certificate. Moreover, the woman had requested a prenuptial agreement, in which they could not even touch each other for 3 years. And after 3 years, the engagement would automatically be dissolved. When everyone heard they couldn't even touch, they all withdrew in defeat. But Tony was the only one who accepted the marriage without hesitation, because he could use these 3 years to calm his mind and control his emotions. So, 3 years passed. Tony spent his days as an actor in a theater troupe, and at night, he went home to do the laundry and cook, taking care of his wife with utmost devotion. But his wife never warmed up to him. It turned out that 3 years ago, in order to deal with her family's pressure to marry, she was waiting for her childhood sweetheart to return from studying abroad in 3 years, to help preserve her martial arts school. That was why she had insisted on the prenuptial agreement, and her childhood sweetheart would return in just 7 days. She was planning to break things off with Tony, but when she saw the terminally ill letter on the table, she couldn't bear to send him away. The next day, when she brought him food, she was stopped by the martial arts sec's senior sister, who thought Tony was trying to take away the happiness of the sec leader, adding that Tony could only cook and do laundry, and had always been looked down upon by the martial arts community. At this point, the wife's childhood sweetheart had returned early. Hearing that Tony had stolen his woman, he came specifically to make trouble for Tony, ordering his subordinates to teach Tony a lesson. To hide his strength, Tony was quickly defeated. The senior sister rushed forward to stop it, saying Tony was just a janitor who didn't know martial arts, but she too was sent flying dozens of meters. The childhood sweetheart didn't plan to let Tony off, and directly ordered his men to kill him.